Hi, everyone. This is Michelle Gramoglia, the President and CEO here at Woodland Pond, and this is my weekly address for Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, May 20th, and I know that for two reasons. Number one, it is my 19th wedding anniversary, so happy anniversary to my husband. And also, it's the school board election. And yes, some of you have seen in the paper that I am running for the Saugerties School Board. It is uncontested. There are three people running and three vacancies. So it should be a shoo-in, but exciting nonetheless. So let's get into the address. I'm going to actually start today with the rumor mill and suggestion box items. The first, just curious, why is the weekly newsletter called the Chanticleer? This goes way back to really the beginning of Woodland Pond, and I asked the exact same question. I had no idea what a Chanticleer was. And if you look it up on Google, which of course Google is like the world's encyclopedia now, it will tell you that a Chanticleer is a rooster. And so it was kind of a play on like the town cry or the weekly crier, the weekly address, etc. So that's where that came from. The next is a group of residents was talking recently, and we were reminiscing about how much people enjoyed dancing together, thinking of the 15-year anniversary celebration and the 2025 New Year's event, maybe 2024 New Year's event. And so we were wondering if we might have a dance once a quarter, winter, spring, summer, and fall. So what I'm going to do with this is I am going to include this as sort of an analog version of one of the suggestions, for example, that could go into the activity survey that we actually have running live right now. And that is a great segue because the activity survey is on my list of things to talk to you about today. If you are an email user, you will have received in your email inbox an invitation to complete a Survey Monkey. That's the name of the survey system that we use, which is I think it's a 12-question survey that Lindsay and Jason put together to take the temperature of resident interest in activities, what kinds of things you'd like to see us do more of. There are some specific questions asked about how you get information related to activities. I am going to be really encouraging at some point, maybe in the next 6 months to a year, that maybe a resident activity committee be formed, because I really think like a bigger committee, kind of on the scale of dining or health center committee. And the reason I think that is because there's so much to do and there's so much to plan, and there's great feedback coming from the activity survey. But with our new activity coordinator that'll be coming on and cross training with Gretchen, I just think there's a great opportunity for us. So there's going to be more to come on that. This is definitely not a fait accompli, just something that I've thought about for a while. Obviously, we would need to get resident interest, talk to the residents council and so forth, but there's lots to be done. In the meantime, if you could please fill out that activity survey. If you are not an email user, we can print you a copy, a blank copy. We can leave those at concierge. You can fill out a hard copy of that, hand it back into concierge, and then Lindsay can type the results in as an anonymous responder. Then that way your information also gets cataloged. Today, you should have received an alert on either your cell phone, your email, or your home phone that we had a power outage in the health center. And this is related to the notification that we made last week that there would be a power outage drill coming. So we experienced that today, and this morning was solely focused on the health center. The reason that we did it that way was because it's the health center that we have the greatest concern about in terms of making sure that the call bell system, the electric for air circulating overlays for the beds and the mattresses, oxygen concentrators, all of the things that we need for life-saving means. We really wanted to make sure that we had pressure tested that situation, really understood exactly what would be powered by the generator, what wouldn't. We were obviously concerned about things like the security of the secure doors on skilled nursing and on Garden View. things like the kitchen equipment being up and running, the camera system and the badge system and so forth. So it was a great test, lots of good meaty feedback. We actually, knock on wood, didn't really have any surprises in terms of things that we thought should have been powered and weren't. We did find one opportunity in memory care where the med fridge that holds the refrigerated medications in Garden View was not on an emergency outlet. We were able to switch that over. And other than that, everything worked exactly as we had hoped and designed. So this is great. I'm not certain whether or not we're going to do a repeat where it expands into independent living or not. But we did stress test the health center and that was good to go. Sort of similar to that point, if you received the phone call today from the Woodland Pond Emergency Alert System, and if it went to your cell phone, what I did was I actually changed the contact name for that phone number to WP Emergency Alert. Then this way I know that anytime a message comes in from that phone number, whether it be a text or a phone call, that it's going to pop up right in the name section that says WP Emergency Alert. So I know exactly what that is. If you'd like to do that in your cell phone, and you don't know how to do that necessarily, you can just bring it down to concierge and any of our concierge staff can program that for you. Let's see. Okay, a couple of unrelated things. Let me go through calendar items and then I'll talk to you about a couple of exciting announcements. Today from 1 to 3 in the pub, we are going to have the Brain Health Group is bringing an ice cream social with the net proceeds going to a combination, as I understand it, and don't quote me on this, but this is my latest understanding, a combination of the Alzheimer's Association and into programming for Garden View. That is a change from what was originally kind of contemplated in terms of the fundraising that the Brain Health Group has been doing. We had a great meeting yesterday. We kind of talked about how can we kind of spread the wealth a little bit, and certainly anything with cognitive impairment attached to it is extremely important, extremely relevant to Woodland Pond. This is where we want to see resources going to, and these kinds of things. We haven't established an exact plan yet, but my understanding is that that is the intent of the Brain Health Group. I'm not sure the split exactly yet, but we will announce that as we go forward. But at any rate, beautiful day. You can get some ice cream today in the courtyard from 1 to 3. Today at 2 p.m. in the PAC, we have a speaker brought to us by the Land Conservation Committee, and that is regarding photographing the Shawangunks, which I'm sure will be fantastic. There will be books for sale. That is with our permission, and again, you have advance notice of that. So with advance notice and with advance permission, these kinds of things are permitted. Tomorrow is management Q&A at 1 p.m. in the PAC. Thursday at 3 p.m. in the PAC, we have a Dulcimers concert. Friday, the Starlight Trio will be back, and they are planning to be in the courtyard unless it's raining, and then they'll be in the PAC. And Monday at 2 is the annual Memorial Day service in the Great Room. Let's see. Okay. The next is I have put in a request to a couple of the folks that are in charge of our political affairs committee. I'm sure they haven't even seen it yet. I went to them this morning asking if we could please try and schedule a candidate referendum or a candidate opportunity for the 2 New Paltz folks that are running for county legislature, and also for the 2 folks that are intending to run for the town supervisor position. Both have a primary coming up in June, and you may have received an absentee ballot for those primaries. I would recommend, and obviously you can do what you want, but I would recommend that if we are able to secure a candidate event for either of those positions or both, that you wait until you've had the opportunity to see those candidate events. this is a perfect role for the Political Affairs Committee. And as long as we offer the opportunity for opposing candidates to be here and be present, they may choose to decline that. But as long as we are able to demonstrate that we've offered it to all candidates, then we're good from our tax-exempt IRS and New York State issues. We love to have these kinds of things here. It's really important. Our Political Affairs Committee does a great job. So hopefully I'm not surprising them too much. And hopefully we will get those things scheduled. And let's see. Oh, the last thing is we actually have posted a new position for Woodland Pond, which is for independent living specifically. And this is going to be we're hoping to hire an LCSW, which is a licensed clinical social worker, or licensed certified social worker. Either way, it's a licensed social worker. And we are hoping to hire into that position to support Sarah's department in a really particular manner. And we have yet to sort of coordinate this, and this will require a lot of discussion with the welcoming committee. But what we're identifying is that there's a great opportunity for Woodland Pond to more completely support those residents that are moving into Woodland Pond for the first time, and obviously recognizing that that is a very significant transition. We're continuing to see the trend in folks that people want to stay in their homes as long as possible. And so then when they are eventually making the decision to come to Woodland Pond, it's a little bit longer in their process of aging and so forth. And we want to make sure that people are being welcomed by us and assimilating as best they possibly can. And so the primary role for this person, and we've received many very strong applications, the primary role for this person is going to be to sort of be very immersed with the people that are just newly moving into Woodland Pond and supporting their transition in. Making sure that over the first month, 2, 3 months that they're here, that we are actively and proactively supporting their transition in. And we do a bit of that now. It certainly falls within Sarah's department. A lot of that falls on the welcoming committee, but I think that, and again, I haven't had the chance to chat with them about this yet, but I think that there's definitely opportunity. And so Sarah and I are very excited to be adding this position. The person will have additional roles as well. We'll continue to support Sarah's department in other ways, and then also be able to support residents in transitions. For example, if they're preparing to move to a higher level of care, or in the event that a resident has had for example, a change in their caregiving status. A lot of our residents are caregivers, and then your spouse or the person that you're caring for may move to a higher level of care, may pass away. There's lots of different ways that we can help our residents with different transitions. So again, the position will be a little bit more broad than that, but this is really going to be the focus of this position. And I could not be more excited that we're going to be able to welcome someone into that role. I hope that you are just as excited as we are. I do not have anything else today. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you next week.